it's Lindsay here with Pilates On Demand. Today we are going to be doing a beginner Pilates on the wall workout. So what you're going to need is some wall space, a mat, and if you have a trouble time sitting up really tall, I want you to grab some blankets and maybe a pillow. So we're going to get right into it. I want you to take a seat. You're going to sit really close to the wall. It's going to help us work our posture. So sitting up tall is deceiving. It's pretty hard on the core muscles and the back muscles to sit super straight. The wall is going to let us know how straight we're sitting. So just to start it off, you're going to sit in that cross-legged position and move your back all the way up against the wall. If you find that your low back is super rounded and you're not able to sit up straight, I want you to put a pillow right underneath your tush up against the wall, and you're going to take a seat on that pillow, and it's going to give you a little bit of a lift. And the second thing I'd suggest, if your head, the back of your head can't move straight back into the wall, if it's slightly off, I want you to put a pillow there so that you have something your head can press back into. This is going to allow you to work your postural muscles without causing tension. So if you're really trying to push your head back and you start to crease and crunch into the back of the neck, those muscles are going to get too contracted rather than that long, lean, lengthened muscle we're going for in Pilates. Okay guys, so we're going to find neutral spine to start. So without tilting your chin up, you're keeping your chin level, you're moving your head straight back into the wall or maybe a pillow or a prop. Chest is opening up. And then I want you to feel this area. This is your rib cage, your upper ab area. Move that area back into the wall, as if that middle back area could touch the wall. Maybe it happens today, maybe it doesn't. That's totally fine. It's just something we're working on. Every time you repeat this and work these actions, you'll improve. So these are mind-body connections, right? It takes time to create these new neural pathways. Then we're going to move down. So the abdomen lifts up. That's that core connection without even doing a crunch. And then your tailbone, your tush, is all the way back on the wall. Now the main thing that's not touching the wall are the lordotic curves. That's in your neck and your low back. So there should be a little space between your neck and the wall and your low back and the wall. Okay, now let's sit up even taller. So without tilting your chin up, I want you to just lift the sides of your spine up. Grow really, really tall. Is that hard? I think so. I can feel my hip flexors and my low abs turning on. Okay, so let's find those movements once again. Head is back, chest is open, the ribs are pulling back, the navel lifts, and our butt is all the way up against the wall. So this is neutral position in your spine. We're creating and reinforcing the natural curves. Good work. Step 2, we're going to work on the breathing. In Pilates, we do something called posterior lateral breathing. That's where we breathe into the waist, right here, into the rib cage area. So in yoga, if you've practiced yoga before, they move the belly breath. They move the belly as they breathe. In Pilates, it's a little bit different. We try to keep the core connected. So maintaining this tall posture is super important for this. It allows the lungs to fully expand. So kind of think about it. If you're crunched like this all day, your breaths are going to be a lot smaller and shortened because the lungs don't have the space to fully expand. So with this posture that we've established, we're going to start working into the breathing. So your abdomen is going to stay tight. I don't want you to think about breathing here, but rather think about breathing into your waist. So the back ribs are touching the wall. The front ribs are going to expand as you breathe in, and your back ribs are going to press into the wall behind you as you breathe in. So you should feel even more pressure. Now as you breathe out, there's a narrowing of your waist, and you want to feel your ribs come back to the midline. So you're going to inhale, expand, and then you're going to exhale, and the rib cage is going to tighten, and the back ribs are going to stay against the wall, but you won't feel as much of a spread in the back of the rib cage. So you're going to inhale, fill up, and then exhale to narrow. And you should feel a toning of the upper abdominals as you do this. Inhale to fill up, and exhale through the mouth to narrow. Okay, Okay, let's check. Have we sunk in our posture at all? And we're gonna lift up a little bit taller. We're gonna take 2 more breaths like this. So it's gonna be an inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. Breathe in, allow the ribs to expand. Allow the back ribs to spread apart, feeling a widening of your upper back, your shoulder blade region. The frontal ribs, they disconnect, they expand here. And then as you exhale, think of your ribs hugging your spine. Okay, let's try that one more time. Inhale through the nose. Without the belly puffing up, keep it connected. And exhale, tighten the waistline. Good work. So we're gonna carry that breath throughout the class. And we're gonna go into spine stretch. So lift the spine up tall, maintaining neutral in the low back. I don't want you to move your rib cage or your low back. We're gonna stay in neutral. Reach your arms forward. So you'll start with a nice neutral position in this upper back. The chest is open. Then you'll reach your arms forward. You should feel your back muscles leave the wall, but not your head. So keep your head pressing back. Now your arms are going to move back into the wall without bending your elbows. So check this area. Make sure we don't bend to do this action. Gonna move the shoulder blades back into the wall, and then the chest will widen. Okay, the arms reach forward like you're trying to touch me. Reach through the computer or the TV, whatever you're watching on. Okay, make sure your back is against the wall. We're lifting up tall. And then move the arms back in space until you feel your upper back touch the wall again. Now the middle of the upper back is staying on the wall. The sides of the upper back are leaving the wall. We reach forward. There's a spreading of your shoulder blades. Reach, 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 reach. That's what creates the stretch. It's you energetically reaching, yeah? So it's not lazy, it's very active. And then exhale, we pull it back. So let's find the breath here. We're gonna inhale, reach forward to create length in the upper back. Ribs expand. Exhale, narrow the rib cage. Open up through the chest. 2 more. Inhale through the nose, reach forward. Energetically. And then keeping the arms straight, exhale, open the chest. Tighten the ribs. One more time. Breathe and reach, reach, reach. Extend through the arms. Breathe out, exhale, hug the abdominals, open the chest. I'm already breaking a sweat. Okay, rest the arms. We're going to do side bends. In Pilates, we call this lateral flexion of the spine. So in Pilates, we focus a lot on the core and the movements of the back to help create a healthy back and prevent pain, yeah? Prevent injury, not energy. We want the energy. Okay, so we're using the wall to stay connected. Your goal is to not come forward as we move into the side bend. So find the wall and stay on the wall. Right hand's gonna be out to the right. Left arm with the palm facing your cheek will reach straight up. Try to touch the ceiling. Start to really lift through the spine. That's the first goal in the side bend, is getting as tall as possible. So think of going up through the crown of the head without lifting your eyes or your nose. Lift, lift, lift. Now, pull the rib cage back into the wall, and we're gonna slide over to the right, stretching out through the arm. So right here, check on this left hip. Has it lifted up? Make sure it stays rooted into the floor. And then if you feel a big shortening of this bottom waistline, I don't want you to go too far over to the right. You're gonna stay up a little bit higher and just focus on lengthening. Stretch out. Take a big breath in, and we're going to use our oblique muscles to return. So exhale, the ribs close, and we roll it back up. Good work. Going one more time over to this side. So take your left hand to your right ribs. You're gonna add a deeper twist. Pull your right ribs over to the left and really find the left side of the back against the wall. So keep it on there. Now again, maintain that twist in the core. Reach that left arm up. Soften the shoulders. And inhale, stretch out. Going for length rather than depth. Good. Relax your neck and see if you can find the wall with your back body. Okay, take a big breath in. Expand your rib cage. And then as you exhale, hug the abdominals in, pull the ribs to the wall behind you, and roll back up. Good work. Okay, let's try this to the other side. So left hand over to the left, Find the neutral spine. I can feel my low back is touching. So that's because, you have to constantly reassess. When the body gets tired or we stop thinking about things, we just kind of like sit in our joints. So again, I want you to re-lift and establish what we started with, that neutral spine. And if your hips start to slide forward, just kind of wiggle yourself back into the wall. So we got our left hand over to the left, right palm's facing the cheek. That right arm will reach straight up. Okay, first we're finding length. So touch the ceiling with your right fingertips. Keep going. You got it. Lift up a little bit taller. So it's all from you energetically reaching through the crown of your head. Good. Now soften that top shoulder and pull your ribs into the wall behind you. Then we start to find the side bend. Good. And remember, I don't want you to dump. So continue to create length. Good. Soften your shoulders and reach. Making sure the pelvis has not lifted, so that right hip is down. Okay, take a big breath into the ribs. As you exhale, pull the ribs together, and we're using this right oblique, that's the side waist muscle, to exhale, pull us all the way back to center. Good work. So right hand will emphasize the twist. Take your right hand and grab your left ribs. Pull your left side to the right. That's going to help you stay connected. That right side into the wall. Again, reach up. Press your right side back, and then we stretch over. Yeah? Focusing even more this time on the rotation and flattening the frontal ribs into the back ribs. Now see if you can soften. I know when we're thinking a lot, we can create tension in the jaw. So soften that, the neck, the shoulders. Good, so finding the balance between work and fun. Big breath in, and then use your exhale to lift yourself back up. So the core is supporting the spine in that position. It's helping you return. That contraction of the abs helps support the back. Good work. Okay, we are going to move on to oblique work facing the wall. So I'm going to turn around. And we're going sideways to the wall at first. You're going to sweep your legs up the wall. Now, this is also going to feel like a hamstring stretch. So if you're really tight, you can move a little away from the wall. If you're looser, you can move your hips close to the wall. And if you started with the pillow underneath your butt, you could put that there as well and take a seat on it. Okay, find neutral in this position. So it's the same thing, we're just now flat. Eyes are straight up, chest is open, ribs are connected, and we're trying to make our butt heavy. So if your butt is really lifted here, that means there's restriction and tightness in your hamstrings and low back. I want you to put a pillow underneath your butt to make sure you're sitting down. Okay, so we'll work into the left oblique. Flex your feet and keep your left leg and left side completely still. Press your left arm over to the left and your right arm over to the right. Push into the hands. This is going to help you stabilize, help you not fall over to the right. So here is the exercise. It's a single leg tick-tock. We're going to let the right leg slide over to the right. Now you're going to go really slow. You don't want any part of your body to move to the right except for the right leg. And then as you exhale, pull the leg back to center. Inhale, the ribs open. Your navel stays tight, the leg slides, and then exhale, your ribs wrap around the spine, and we're using the core to return the leg. Okay, breathe in, expand all sides of the rib cage, the front, the side, the back ribs. Breathe out, pull the leg back to center using your abs. Let's do 2 more on this side. Now, if you're able to keep your left leg really still, that's when you're going to challenge yourself and bring the leg further left. Yeah, but just make sure that doesn't happen. Okay, make sure that left side stays down. Breathe out, return. Okay, one more time right here. Breathe in, we glide that right leg over to the right so that legs are both staying against the wall, like a windshield wiper. And then pull the core muscles in to return. Okay, let's take this over to the left, guys. So we're going to root the right side of our body. Right back ribs, right tush, right leg, all staying still. Press through that right arm to stabilize. Inhale, that left leg opens, and maybe it's just a small amount. Maybe this is right where you're at. And then exhale, gather the ribs together and slide that left leg back in. Breathe in, the leg slides over to the left. Challenging yourself to maybe go an inch further with each rep if you're able to keep stability. Last 3 right here. Inhale, glide. Oh yeah, keep the right ribs down. You can even put your hand on your right ribs or your right side and make sure it's not lifting. Exhale, return. Inhaling through the nose, lifting up through your abdomen. And exhale through the mouth. Let's find our final one here. Breathe in. And use the ribs, upper abs, connect to return. Excelente. Okay, so that was lower abs and obliques. Let's take it into upper abs. Let's make a little butterfly stretch. That feels nice, right? Opening up those inner thighs, release the hip flexors. You'll take the hands behind the head. Now this is actually a really great position to learn how to do an abdominal crunch. So what we don't want to do is push our hands into our head like this. See how no part of my upper back is lifted? So that's not what you want. You want your head to feel heavy in your hands. So I want you to just lift your head up 1 inch and let your head hang back. So see the difference between the head resting and the head being pushed forward? So rest the head, and now from here, you're going to lift your upper back. That's the work. And then inhale, lower the upper back and hover the head 1 inch. Continue to relax the neck. We're going to exhale, lift. Inhale, lower through the nose to that hover. Relax your shoulders. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Okay, as you come up, the rib cage will close. As you lower down, the rib cage will expand. Breathe out to lift. At the top of your lift, make sure your head is still heavy in those palms. Breathe in to lower. Nice work, guys. You got this. I'm proud of you. Let's do 3 more. Breathe out to lift up. Breathe in to lower down. Curl, lift through the upper back. Tap the shoulder blades, but not the head. Final one. Close the rib cage into your crunch, and then slowly release it all the way down. Nice work. We have finished the abs. So you're going to just move your hips back. Let's say I'm going to be about 8 inches away from the wall. Plant your feet about 5 inches above your knees. Spread your toes really wide apart. So fan them apart and then plant them on the wall with your toes pointing up and your feet are parallel hips distance. Good. Pull the shoulders down and then press your arms actively into the floor so you feel the back of the arm tighten. So try not to just rest the arms here. Really ground them into the floor like you're pushing the floor away from you. We have that neutral spine so your low back has an arch. Then push your feet into the wall, and that's going to be what lifts your hips up. Good, so your legs are what's working here. Tighten your tush at the top, and then slowly, keeping your spine straight, lower the hips back down. Exhale, the rib cage closes, the hips lift. Now you're only going to lift as high as there's still weight on your upper back. So make sure you're not here and thrusting the weight into your neck. That's going to not be good for your neck. So make sure there's weight on your upper back. Inhale, tap the hips down. Okay, let's focus on the feet today. So when you lift your hips up, see what happens in your feet. Do you roll out like that? Then you need to ground the inside of the foot. Or possibly you roll in like this and the knees knock together. Then you need to push into the outside of the foot. So just see what your tendency is and try to adjust it. But also, if you are a dancer and you really are externally rotated like this, do your best to take those feet and point them straight up to the sky. Okay, guys, good work. Let's do 2 more. Lifting up through the back of the legs. Good, tightening your tush at the top, drawing the glutes together. And then inhale to lower down. Last one, exhale, lifting the hips into the bridge, push the feet into the wall. Hold the connection of the glutes, like there's a slip of paper between your tush, tighten into it, and then slowly resist gravity, we lower back down. Okay, just let those legs sweep over to the right, and then press yourself up. How we doing? You guys are doing awesome. We are gonna stand up now, and we're gonna go for a run, but don't be worried. Pilates running is very different than traditional running. So we're going to find that neutral position in the spine, just like we did seated and laying down. Bring your feet, let's say about 6 inches off the wall, hips distance parallel. So I'm at a slight diagonal. My feet are forward and my butt's leaning back into the wall. This is giving me support, so it's not so much work to sit up super straight. So you feel your tailbone, low back in neutral, and now I want you to draw the rib cage back. So that back rib area, that middle spine touches the wall, chest is open, and the back of your head is into the wall. So remember what I said, if your head's here, because you've got a little bit of that like tech neck or kyphosis happening, that's okay. Just put a pillow there to help you find the wall. Lift your left heel up really high. Press down through the ball of the left foot. Toes planted. Now as you lower at the same time, lower the left heel, lift the right heel. So you're in this forced arched position. Right heel down, left heel up. The left heel down, right heel up. And just gently gliding up and down the wall. Good, switching from right to left. Good, and let's see if we can keep that rib cage connection. I know that's super hard for me as well. Let's take one breath for each action. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Good, so this should feel pretty good. It stretches out the flat fascia of the feet. So if you're a runner, this is really good for you. If you wear a lot of shoes, this is really good for you. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna take this to calf raises or tendon stretch. So both heels left, both heels lower. When you lift your heels up, we're working your calf muscles. So push into the feet, push the floor away from you and squeeze your calves. And then float the heels back down with control. Make sure to not plop. So we're going to always be working the opposite end of the exercise just as much as the contracted end. So the lift is the hard part, right? And the lower should be easy, but that's not what we want to think. We want to keep it equal. So lifting is hard and you want to control the lift to stay in the work. Good. Inhale, we go up, thinking tall thoughts. Exhale, we melt the heels down. Okay, let's find 3 more. Breathe in, glide up. Breathe out, glide it down. Last 2. Grow taller through the spine. And float those heels down. Last one. Lift. And float down. Okay guys, we got 2 exercises left. Stay with me, we've got this. So a little bit of footwork. These are our squats, but they're gonna feel good, I promise. So the feet have to be pretty far forward. The taller you are, the further forward you are. I'm just 5'4", so my feet are gonna be about a foot forward off the wall. And I'll teach you how to find the alignment. Toes are spread and planted. So we want to make sure the muscles of the feet are working. Just like we practice with the bridge, make sure to not roll out or roll in. Keep even weight spread throughout the foot. Knees are hips distance. Okay? We're in neutral. Find the wall with your spine. You're going to slide down the wall till your hips line up with your knees. If that's not accessible, maybe you just go a couple inches down and then you press back up. So we're going to inhale, lower. So we lengthen, tailbone down, top of the head up. And then exhale, use your abdominals, that rib cage area, to help you lift. Lifting from that powerhouse. So here's my suggestion. When you come down, your knees should stack over your heels. If that's not happening and your feet are really far behind the knees, then you need to walk the feet a little bit further forward. Yeah? Okay, so let's do 5 more. So lengthen. Tailbone reaches down, top of the head reaches up. Inhale, the ribs are expanding. You should feel them into the wall behind you. Exhale, close the core, glide up. Breathe in, we slide down the wall. Get taller even though we're going down. Breathe out, press into the feet, lift. Good work. Inhale from head to toe. Exhale, use your strength and your abdominals to press back up to standing. Okay guys, 2 more, here we go. Breathe in, lower those hips. Maybe we go an inch further than we have before. Breathe out, dig through all parts of your feet into the floor and press up. Last one. Lowering the hips as low as you can go. Best one for the last. And breathe out, drive all the way up. Excellent. Okay, we're gonna take it into push-ups for our grand finale. Now these are elevated push-ups. So if you're like, I cannot do a push-up, no worries. This is gonna help you get there. It's push-ups on the wall. So this is going to be the position. Have your hands really wide and not in line with the shoulders, a lot wider. Fingers slightly turned out and spread your palms. Really open them up, that's important. So I don't wanna see like this. Plant that hand into the wall. The closer your feet are to the wall, the easier it's gonna be. So I'm gonna show you a little progression. I'm gonna start with my feet planted. My hands are wide. They're at shoulder height, but wider than the shoulders. Then you're going to bend your elbows, your chest comes towards the wall. And exhale, we press back. Breathe in, we go forward. Breathe out, we press back. If you want to advance this, you walk the feet back so the body's on more of a diagonal. So you're on more of your tippy toes, your heels are up. Widen your stance. You're gonna inhale, bend the elbows, and then exhale, press off the wall. So let's think of that core connection we've worked this whole class. Inhale, the ribs expand. Exhale, draw the rib cage around the spine. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. Excellent work. 2 more, you got this. Breathe in, bend. Breathe out, release. Try to relax those shoulders. 1 more, get as low to the wall as you can. Your best effort. And exhale to release. And shake it off. Excellent work, guys. Let's take a little chest stretch. So arms really wide, palms on the wall. Walk your feet back and just lean your chest into the wall. Get a big stretch for that heart. So your butt is staying off the wall, your chest is opening up. You can even rest your forehead on the wall here. Good, and then as you breathe out, leave the wall. For balance, place your left hand on the wall, you're sideways to the wall. Right hand will grab the right foot, and we'll take the front of the thigh, stretch. Try to take your knee that's bent and being stretched back in line with the standing leg. And then lift really tall. That was a lot of our focus today, was getting taller. Good, and then gently release this leg. Let's turn it over to the other side. Right hand on the wall, left hand will grab the foot. Use the wall for balance. It's okay to lean into it if you need more. And then this stretched leg, slide it back in space and push out of your standing foot to lift taller through the spine. Take a big breath in and let it go. Okay guys, let's just stretch it up. Breathe in, open those ribs up, reach for the sky, hands to the heart, and give yourself a hand. Awesome work with our beginner wall Pilates class. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you're feeling strong and energetic. My name's Lindsay Bushman. This is Pilates on Demand. Anytime, anywhere, any method. We are actually currently in India. I'm in Goa working on my 500-hour advanced yoga training. Today is our day off, and I love shooting workout videos, so we're here together. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I will love to see you on the next workout. Bye, guys.